Alright, this is probably going to be my favorite commander from the set. Let's take a look at this guy. Hildebrand Manderville. I love this gentleman. 2 mana 2/2 for a human detective. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1, and then whenever he dies, you may cast him from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. And his adventure is Gentleman's Rise. 2 and a black for an instant that says make a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Then you exile the card and you may cast the creature later from exile. This lets you play a really interesting like token black-white deck where you have access to this churning value engine in the command zone. If you're playing cards that want you to sacrifice stuff for value, you can sacrifice your Hildebrand, and instead of having to pay more mana in commander decks, you instead just pay 3 and cast this little adventure that gives you a sorcery, that gives you a zombie, and your commander's back in exile again. It kind of feels like a little bit like Yuriko or Derevi, where you got this interesting way to cheat on commander attacks, but unlike those cards, this card isn't as ridiculously strong with its ability. Obviously, an Anthem for tokens is going to be good, but the way I'm building this deck is going to be a little bit more restrictive while still being powerful. I'm building it with Lurrus as the companion. I've tried this one a few times where, we had Bartolome and Eliso Core. Then I tried to make like a white-black Aristocrats deck where all the non-land permanents were 2 mana value or less, and tried to keep everything as cheap as possible while aristocrating. And I felt like the commanders were a little bit nothing, right? It was nice not having to put as many Blood Artists or Sack Outlets in my deck when I had one of those effects in the command zone, but I was kind of running into effects where all my cards were just too small and didn't do anything. This lets me make like sizing increases on the whole token army immediately, because they're all 1/1s or 2/2s at base, and he's making them into 3/3s and 4/4s respectively. So that's going to be a good piece for this deck. But Lurrus in the companion zone is really interesting because if Hildebrand gets sacrificed to, say, a Deadly Dispute or a Corrupted Conscience or something, and I just don't have the mana to recast him for his adventure side, I can play Lurrus and cast him normally and restart the whole my commander can't die chain again. It's a very cool commander. I'm excited to try this one out.